Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome. Is anyone here for the first time? Ooh, most of you. Okay, very good. Very happy that you came here today to this place. So I'll give you a little background about the place, just so you know where you are. So the Hare Krishna movement, we began in the Western world in 1965. And Swami Prabhupada, who is on the seat of honour, his picture is there on the seat of honour, he left this world in 1977. So between the years of 1965 to 77, 12 years, he spread the Hare Krishna movement all over the world. He came out of India. And he left India at the age of 69. He had his 70th birthday on the boat as he was coming across to America in 1965. And then when he arrived in America, he was given a free passage on a boat. It was a cargo ship from India to Boston to America. And when he came across on the cargo ship, he only had $8 in his pocket and a trunk of his books, of the books which he translated from Sanskrit, the ancient Indian language, to English. And then within 12 years of arriving, he opened 100 temples all around the world, initiated something like 10,000 followers into the practices and the tradition of Krishna consciousness. And millions of his books were spread all over the world and read by, and now the books have been translated, I think, nearly every language in the world. I don't think there's many languages where you can't get his books now. And the Bhagavad Gita, have you heard of the Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, most people have heard of the Bhagavad Gita. So the Bhagavad Gita in India, that would be the equivalent of the Bible. That's like the main book of Hinduism or of Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada, his version of the Bhagavad Gita, he calls it Bhagavad Gita as it is. His version is the most widely read version on the planet. There's about 600 translations, but his is and there's millions of books have been in so many languages in the world have been translated. So he came in 1965 and then spread the movement, and he came to Australia 6 times in the 1970s. I was only a kid. I was only 8 years old when he left this world, so I never met him directly, but I've dedicated my life to following his teachings. And he asked that we would establish farm communities all over the world to show a positive alternative to the modern civilization, because modern civilization is not working so well. Does that sound reasonable? Yeah, it sounds reasonable. It's not working so well. It's like, sometimes you buy something and it doesn't work so well. Like these days they always build things so they will break, like your car, or your phone, or your vacuum cleaner, or the light bulbs. Everything breaks. They make it like that. They can actually make light bulbs that go for about 30 years or so. But they make them so they break, so you have to keep buying more and more. So Western civilization is like that. Right? We know it's going to break. Or actually, it's already breaking. Just look on the news. I don't have a television, so I don't watch. But I look up once in a while what's going on, or if something really bad's happening, you hear about it. My wife told me this morning there was a big earthquake, Syria and Turkey. Yeah, big earthquake. I didn't even know. She told me this. I'd heard there was something, but she said this morning it's bad. A lot of destruction. So so many problems in the world now. So Prabhupada understood that we don't have to live like this. You don't have to cooperate. Just like Gandhi. You've heard of Gandhi? Yeah, everyone's heard of Gandhi. So Gandhi, he helped to get the British out of India. And his policy was no cooperation. So that's what we do in the Hare Krishna movement. Right? We're not going to cooperate with the ethos or the philosophy or the direction of Western civilization because it's not working. So why cooperate? we cooperate in the sense that, you know, we drive on the roads and we pay taxes and, you know, we cooperate. Not like we're totally rebellious, and we're not going to be like that, but we're not going to follow the ideology. Because what is the ideology of, look at Australia, right? Australia is very young. It's, how old? 200 years old? Yeah, it's not old. When was Australia founded?
1788.
17.
Depends which date.
You know.
So many dates.
17 what?
1788 is one.
88. So we say 1788.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it was invaded.
Yeah.
Like that. So, you know, it's when white men came and they started doing all their good stuff to make the world positive and peaceful, as white men do all over the world. Right. No, they're just making such a... Let the women run it for a while. You know, because the men are not doing a good job. The white men are not doing a very good job at all. You know. So, you know, if you look at the culture of Australia, because it's such a young country, it's only 200 years old. Like I was in Cambridge and Oxford, you know, a number of years ago, and you know, you're walking down the street, and my friend was taking me down the street, and he said, "Yeah, that library there is 800 years old, and that building there is 600 years old," and like that. I mean, such an ancient culture, and that's not even an old culture. There's much older cultures than that. But Australia is just a young culture, and what is the culture of Australia? If you have to define it, what is the culture of Australia? Multicultural. Yeah, well, yeah, you could say that on one level. Yeah, many people live here, so you can say multicultural. But what's the culture? What do we do? The culture of Australia is consumerism. And same as the Western world, it's consumerism. Just consume as much as you can, then you'll be happy. Buy a new phone, then you'll be happy. And get a new car. And get a new house, then you'll be happy. That's the philosophy, that's the ideology. And it doesn't work. People aren't happy. We've got the most unhappy society in history. Right? Most technologically advanced society in history, and the most dissatisfied society in history. So Prabhupada's idea was to show a positive alternative. So that's why part of the Hare Krishna movement is these farming communities, these rural communities. He brought them all over the world. In Australia we have 3 or 4 of these kind of rural settings like that. We have one in Murwillumbah, which is near Byron Bay. Has anyone been to that one? You been? Yeah. Yeah, please visit that one. That one's amazing. Yeah, I don't even know why I live here. I was there 2 weeks ago with my friends. All my friends say, "Well, why don't you live here?" And I said to my wife, "Why don't we live here?" And she said, "Because we've got things to do down there." So anyway, we're here. And this is beautiful. This is beautiful. But that place that's a whole nother level. It's the most beautiful place in Australia. It's just heavenly. This is 200 acres. That one's 800 acres. And it's beautiful. And it's on the side of Mount Warning. And the river runs across as you drive in, you drive over the river. Beautiful. And they have a beautiful yoga ashram up there. You can go and stay there, and and you pay a certain amount, and you get all your meals and yoga classes and everything. It's very beautiful place. So, and then we have one near Newcastle, above Sydney, and then we have a retreat centre south of Sydney near Wollongong, Govinda Valley, and then we have this one, Hare Krishna Valley, down near Melbourne. So Prabhupada's idea was that we had these farming communities, and I think we have about 70 or 80 in the whole world, in many, many countries in the world. Some very successful ones. Actually, we have one in outside of Mumbai, in Wata. Do you know Wata? Yeah, so it's outside of Mumbai. I think it's 2 or 3 hours away from Mumbai in India, and it won the best eco-village in the world. It won the award. Best eco-village. Oh, I've been there, it's amazing. All the septic, like all the water from the toilets and the bathroom and everything, it goes through a reed system, and by the time it passes through the whole system, like 3 levels of reed system, it comes out, you can drink the water. It's so pure. And an amazing situation that they're developed there. So anyway, we have these all over the world, these different eco-villages. But the idea is that we show the example of simple living and higher thinking. Because the motto of Western civilization is simple thinking and high living. Don't think too much. Thinking is dangerous. Don't think. And just live your life as much as you can, as high as you can. Just like our good friend, Donald Trump. Right? One of his mottos is, he who dies with the most toys wins. He said that. Right? And that was before he became president. Right? He who dies with the most, he wins. That's the success of life. He's not completely bad. He's not completely bad. He actually did service for us. He had some land in Manhattan and we needed to store some things, and he let us store things there for free. Many, many years ago. But he's done some good things. But then his overall philosophy, it's not working. You know, he wants to make America great again. Why? I don't know why. His whole philosophy is very, very strange. So we have this Western world, and we have this system that we need more things, we need to be more materially developed to be happy. But actually, what we're teaching on these rural communities around the world is that simplicity actually makes it easier to be happy. Right? Even if you live simply, we were discussing this before with everyone. We just finished a retreat a few minutes ago, and I had another 30 people here just a few minutes ago, and I was speaking these similar things. So, simplicity, it doesn't lead to happiness, right? It doesn't make your life perfect, but it will assist greatly by making your life more simple. So we live our lives very simply, as much as possible. You know, we're comfortable. You know, I have a car and I have a house and, you know, I have all those things. But, you know, we just try to live more simple, right? Don't make your goal of your life materialism, consumerism. Just making yourself more successful by gaining more material things. That doesn't lead to happiness. So what we were discussing before is that we don't just need a simple life. That is good. That's what this place is showing you. But then the second element, which is even more important, is that you need spirituality, right? Real spirituality. Because there's also a lot of false spirituality out there, pseudo-spirituality. Right? We need real spiritual teachings, which come from an ancient tradition, and which have been tested over time. And then when you practice it, you'll see if it actually has an effect on you. So one of our main practices we do here is called kirtan. We are the kirtan movement. Kirtan, anyone know what kirtan is? That's what you were all doing about 10 minutes ago. That's kirtan. It means chanting. Kirtan. We say chanting in English, but in the West, in the ancient teachings, they say kirtan. Right? Kirtan means glorification. Right? How did you like the kirtan? Was it okay? It was good? That's good. I've got to say, honestly, I've been living here 15 years. That was one of the best kirtans we've ever had. What do you think, Tuli?
Yeah, I agree. It had a really nice feeling.
Yeah, real nice energy. It was really, really nice. Yeah, it's very nice. Your group is a very special group. Please come again and again. Yeah, it was really nice. It was one of the best ones I've had in 15 years. It was very, very sweet. It had really nice energy. And everyone participated. Everyone participated. It was nice. Like that. And you gave your heart to it as well.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't even know what you were doing. Maybe you didn't even know what you were doing, but you did it. And that's an interesting point. Because in the ancient teachings, it's called Agyata Sukriti. Agyata Sukriti. Agyata Sukriti means unknown pious activity. In other words, you may not even know what the words mean, but you're doing it, and you felt something. There was something there, right? There was something there? Tell me. If it's not, tell me as well. If you say, well, there's nothing in it, you know, you guys are a little crazy, but your food is good. Oh, it's okay. I don't mind. Like, tell me. But there's something in it? You can feel something? Yeah, there's something in it. Okay. So, that is called Kirtan means the mantra that we were chanting, especially we chant different mantras, but the Hare Krishna mantra, it is made of the words, the sounds are spiritual. They are the names of Krishna himself, God himself. So when you're chanting those names, Abhini Twa Nama Namano, it says in the ancient teachings, the spiritual energy of Krishna himself descends whenever that chanting takes place. So there's another person here that we didn't see, like physically, we weren't seeing him, but it was Krishna himself, God himself. And therefore when you're doing that chanting, he is there, he's present, and you can feel his presence, and everything becomes blissful. In Sanskrit we say Ananda. Ananda means bliss, happiness. So the more, because we do a lot of chanting, you know, like those of us who are initiated in this tradition, that mantra we were chanting before, but we chant on beads in a meditative way. You see in our shop there's meditation beads, 108 beads. So we chant on the beads. We chant for 2 hours every day. I've been doing this for like over 30 years. And we get up 4 in the morning, we chant, do our meditation. And when you're hearing that spiritual sound of the mantra, it purifies the consciousness. And it unites you with Krishna, with God. And you feel spiritually blissful and happy. That's why some people say the Hare Krishna people look happy. Is it true?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. Because I don't know. Because I'm a Hare Krishna, so I don't know if we look happy or not. I mean, I hope we do. It's our job description. You know, we sign a contract when we're moving in. You have to look happy all the time.
Even while sleeping.
Even while sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sleep with a smile on my face. You've seen?
Yeah. I kick you if you don't.
Yeah. I sleep like this. Like. Just bless. So we're meant to be like this. We're meant to be always happy and blissful. So it means that spiritually satisfied deep within. There's spiritual satisfaction. So that's what the mantra does. And that is called union. Or in Sanskrit we say yoga. Yoga means connection or union. Bhakti, we do bhakti yoga. Like when you drove in on the front sign, it says Bhakti Yoga Ashram. And bhakti means the yoga of devotion. That everything we do here is devoted for the pleasure of Krishna, of God. That's called bhakti yoga. So it means everything we do is dedicated somehow to Krishna or God. It is service, seva. So that is the point of our... Yeah, you can sit anywhere you want. You can sit here as well. Everyone's sitting on this half, but you can sit wherever you want as well. So that is the purpose of our tradition here. The purpose of this place is to teach these things. Right? It is a positive alternative. You know, people come here and they learn from us. This is how we can live. You can live differently. So that when you go back to your lives in the material world, in the culture that we live in now, you can adapt some of the practices into your life to make your life more spiritually meaningful. So that's what we are teaching here. That's the purpose of the place. So it's all based on very ancient teachings. So I'm very happy you all came here today. It was a very nice group. And like I said, the chanting was very blissful with all of you. So I think it's a very special group actually. I'm very happy that you came. So then we brought, when we brought this farm in 1987. So the first farm that we brought in this part of the world, in this part of Australia, was in Renmark, which is up near, you know Mildura? Up near the Murray River, the very top of the state. 6 hours drive from here, or from here about 7 hours drive. And Renmark's out beside Mildura. We had 20,000 acres. This property is 200 acres. We had 20,000 acres on the Murray River up there. Because that was in the early 80s. And there was a rumor at the time World War III was going to happen. You know, Reagan was there, and who was there? Was it Gorbachev at the time? Or with Reagan and Gorbachev, I think, at the time. So, there was always talk, World War III and all that. So our leaders decided, let's buy 20,000 acres out the back of nowhere so that we can, if everything falls apart, we can all go up there and we can eat watermelons. Because they grew thousands of watermelons up there. Watermelons and cantaloupe. So all the Hare Krishna boom go and eat cantaloupe and be happy. But the problem was it was way too far away. So then they sold that and then they brought this property in 1987. And when they brought this property in 1987, they decided to build a school. And this building that we're in right now is the school. This was a school. It ran for 7 years, between 1989 and 1996. There was a primary school for Hare Krishna kids. And this is actually the classrooms we're in right now. When I came here 15 years ago, these were classrooms, blackboards, and looked like, a place for kids. So we came here and then we decided to change it into a retreat center. So then we renovated it and we tried to make it look more like a retreat center. So now we run retreats on a regular basis. And people come here, like we have these open days once a month, and people come here to learn a positive alternative, something else that you can do with your life. Because I know for myself, like I was explaining to the group before, I became a Hare Krishna monk when I was 19 years old. Because, I finished school and I went through, certain traumas in life, like we all do. Has anyone been through any trauma in life? One lady up the back. Okay. And the man, 2 people. And one lady here and one lady there. Okay. So 5 of you went through, 6. Okay. 6 people went through traumas. The rest of us got through it smoothly. You know who you are. But the rest of us, we went through trauma. Because life it's a battlefield, actually. It's a battlefield. Like this book is spoken on a battlefield. Kurukshetra. That's a battle. You can still go there now. Kurukshetra, the place where the battle took place in India. That's 3 hours north of Delhi. Kurukshetra, sacred site where the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. So life is a battlefield, right? It's not easy. No one ever said it was going to be easy. Who told you life was going to be easy? Who told you that? Did anyone tell you that? People say life will be... No, it's not like that at all. It's quite the opposite. The question is, why is it like that? That's the question. Why is it like that? Just come forward a little bit. Yeah, we've got so much room here. Everyone's like sitting in one spot. It's like being on a train in India. You go to India, everyone sits in the train, everyone's like in one spot. Spread out a little bit. So, the question is, why is life difficult? Right? This is an important point. Why is life difficult? The life is difficult because in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 13th chapter, I believe, Krishna says there are 2 worlds. There's Paraprakriti and Aparaprakriti. 2 worlds. One is called superior, one is called inferior. Which one do you think we're in right now? Oh, good guess. You all get a free dessert today. So we're in the inferior world. This is not the good world. There's another world, and it's a lot better. Hands up, you believe there's another world. Hands up, you believe there's another world. Yeah, whatever it is, that's up to you, but there's another place. Something beyond this. Right? I'm pretty convinced there is. Since I was as young as I can remember, I've always known there was something else beyond this. This is not it. This is what we call reflection. Krishna, in 15th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says reflection. It looks like the other world. There's people and there's plants and there's animals, but it's not like the other world. Because on the reflection, when the tree is on the water, the reflection, and it's perfectly still, it looks like the same as the other tree, the real tree. But as soon as you touch the water, it all disappears.
Dream.
What's it?
Dream.
Very good. Yeah, swapna. Yeah. You've been here before. Swapna. Yeah, swapna means dream. This is all a dream. Meaning that it's real. It's not like a dream like sometimes people say it's a dream, it's not. No, it's real, what we're going through. Why is it called a dream? Because it is temporary. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, this world we're in now is dukhalayam ashashvatam. Ashashvatam means? Ashashvatam? Some of you must know.
Forever.
Ashashvatam means temporary. Temporary. It doesn't last. Dukalayam means, Dukalaya means
Suffering.
place of suffering. That's what this world is, right? It's a place of suffering and it's temporary, right? It was created to be like that. Why? Because originally we were in the other world. We were in the spiritual world. And because we have independence, Krishna gave us independence, we chose to leave that world. And then we came into this world. But when we came in here, Krishna said, you can go there, but it's temporary and there's a lot of misery. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. So we got here and we're trying to enjoy ourselves, but it's not working out perfectly. Hands up if you're perfectly happy. Oh my God, no one. What's wrong with this world? Huh? I give class and not even one person can tell me they're perfectly happy. Why is that? Because we're in the wrong place. We're like a fish which is out of water. If you take a fish out of water and you put him on a banana lounge next to the pool and you give him Coca-Cola and you give him a ghetto blaster, they still have them? You know what I mean?
Wireless speaker.
Wireless speaker. Bluetooth. You give the fish whatever you want. The fish is never going to be happy. The only thing the fish wants is to get back in the water. Right? Then he'll be happy. So we are the same. We are Jivatma. We are soul. We are spirit. And we've left the spiritual world. So in this material world we'll never be happy because we don't belong here. Right? It's set up like that. And then once we become detached from this place, we can then begin the process of going back to the other place. Right? That is spiritual life. That's what we're practicing. So when I was 19, I felt like that. I felt like I've been through too much and I now need to find a positive alternative. So this was the Hare Krishna movement, unfortunately, and I became a monk when I was 19. And then for 8 years I lived as a monk. And then I practiced spiritual life. Right? And I chant this mantra every day. Right? And we practice a spiritual way of life. So that our life has some higher purpose or some higher meaning. Otherwise you feel very dissatisfied in your life. You need some answers to the questions of why are we here, what is this about, where are we going to. Right? And when we get these answers, then we begin to feel more happy, more satisfied. So then, after 8 years, I got married. And I've married Atuya, who's my good wife, a very spiritual person. One thing that I learned for the 8 years of being a monk is that whatever decisions you make, they have to have a spiritual purpose. Right? Your spirituality has to be the first part of your life in all your decision making. Then your life will be successful, it'll be happy. So when I decide to get married, I look for a spiritual wife. Right? I don't just choose a wife because she's rich, or because she comes from a good family, or she has 3 PhDs. She has all those things anyway. But she's a very humble person, so she won't say that. But no, what do we choose? We choose someone who is spiritually qualified, who is serious about spiritual life, who has like a spiritual heart, a spiritual intent. So every decision I make in my life is like that. Spirituality comes first, then everything else will fall into place. Right? Otherwise your life will never work. Right? But if you put your spirituality first, everything will fall into place. Everything will be as good as it can be in this world. You'll be happy in a world where you can't be happy. Does that make sense? It makes sense? Okay. Yeah. Actually, it doesn't make sense to me. But it makes sense, yeah. You can be happy as you can in a world where you cannot be happy. But you have to have a spiritual way of life. So that's what Hare Krishna Valley is for. The purpose of this place is to teach that positive alternative. It's to teach something else, that you can live your life in a different way. So we do this kirtan. So this kirtan that we do, this chanting we do this meditatively, and we also do it together whenever we can, like we did today. You can try that in your own home. You can do the chanting on the beads, we can teach you how to do that, or you can just dance and chant like we did before. Just grab your kids and just go around the kitchen table. Put your hands in the air and just chant. Hare Krishna. Right? And your life will be peaceful. And if it doesn't work, we'll give your money back. We have money back guarantee here. If the Hare Krishna chanting doesn't work, you all get your money back. And if it does work, then come and do it again. What's the problem? We enjoyed ourselves, didn't you? So we teach people this, right? This chanting, this mantra meditation is our main practice, actually. It will make you spiritually enlightened, which is the goal of life, to become spiritually enlightened. So this chanting will make that for you. Then we do what we do now. We have philosophy. You need philosophy in life. The third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is called Karma Yoga. What does karma mean? Karma. You all know this word, karma. What does it mean? Very good. Action. So, have you ever done karma? Every day you're doing karma. Karma means action. But the law of karma means whatever action you do, there will be a reaction. Right? Just like when something bad happens to you, what do you think? That is my karma. Yeah, because what you thought, okay, if something bad happens to me, that means, what does it mean?
I must have done something bad.
I must have done something bad in a previous life, or even this life. You do bad things in this life, bad things will come to you. You do good things will come. That's karma. Right? What we teach here at Hare Krishna Valley, we don't teach karma, we teach akarma. Krishna speaks about this in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Akarma means no karma. So does it mean we don't do anything, we don't act? Is that what it means? Is that what it means? Are you saying yes or no? First you went like this and now you're going like that.
I'm trying to understand the deeper meaning behind that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the question is, are we doing karma or are we not doing? Are we doing action or are we not doing action? Huh?
We're doing action every time.
We're doing action every time? Yeah, just like we cook for all of you, right? That's action, that's activity. Right? We've been cooking for hours for all of you. Right? Hours. Right? That's action. We're doing things. But it's not action because it's akarma, which means no action. So how can it be action but no action? Because when we cook the food, which is called bhoga, food in India we call bhoga, then before we eat it, we offer it to Krishna, we offer it to God. That's what my wife is doing now behind the screen. We have all the things we've cooked today and we've put it on the altar and we're offering it to pictures of Krishna, to God. Right? So then he tastes it and it becomes prasad, it becomes spiritualized. And then we will eat it. So we never eat anything unless it's first been offered to Krishna, to God. Right? And then when we take that, it's called prasad. And prasadam, spiritual food, it purifies your consciousness. So that is called akarma. Why is it called akarma? Because if you cook the food, even if you're vegetarian, like we're vegetarian, so if you cook the food, but when you take the carrot, you have to kill the carrot. Right? Take its life. So that you get a little bit of karma for that. So if you cook the food, and then you eat it, but you haven't offered it first to Krishna. When you offer it to Krishna, he takes the karma away, and then it's called akarma. Make sense? Yeah. So that's what we do. And then there's akarma, there's no karma attached. And then your life becomes karma-less, very much. And that's why, at Hare Krishna devotees, because we live like this, we don't get so much negative karma from even the things we did in the past. So therefore, we tend to be more peaceful or more... what's a good word? Like more, what's that?
Composed.
Composed, yeah, but more lighter, like light. I feel that myself. There's a lightness. Because like a lot of my karma's gone because I'm living my life in a spiritual way now. So this is what we teach. We teach these things. So you have to have some philosophy in your life. 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called Karma Yoga. How to make your karma spiritual. The 4th chapter is called Jnana Yoga. Jnana means knowledge, right? So it means when we act, we have to act with knowledge. And what does the modern world do? It acts without knowledge, right? Because if you have knowledge, you'll make the right decisions. Just like the North American Indian people. They say, in their tribes, they say, never make a decision that will negatively impact 7 generations of your people. Right? Imagine if we all acted like that on this planet. The world would be pure. The rivers would be clean. Right? The earth would be fertile. Right? But because there's a lack of knowledge, they're not making decisions which will affect 7 generations. They're making decisions which will affect the next generation. And possibly the biggest problem, there's several problems which we've got right now in this point in history. It's a very interesting point in history. One of the biggest problems we have right now in history is the degradation of soil. There's so much damage to the soil on the earth right now. The next few generations are really going to find it hard to produce food sustainably. Right? We don't realize how significant the impact is right now. Right? So the big problem, why is it? Because people are acting without knowledge. Here at Hare Krishna Valley, we have a good system. We fertilize the soil. How do you fertilize the soil? 27 cows and bulls doing poo all day long. Why do you laugh? You don't like the word poo? Okay. Dung. You're still laughing, okay.
And kangaroos help it too.
Huh?
Kangaroos help it too.
What is it?
Kangaroos.
Oh, the kangaroos. Yeah, but they're...
Help it.
Yeah, it helps. Yeah, but it doesn't have the same potency. Yeah. The cow's dung, it's a lot bigger. But it's full of... in India we say Shakti. You know this word Shakti? Shakti means energy. Yeah. That's why the cow is sacred. Like you see in the pictures, Krishna's with the cows. When you go back to the other world, it's full of cows. Hands up if you like cows. Okay, that's good. Because when you go back, it's hard to sleep. All day long. Cows, everywhere. A lot of cows. So, the cows, they're not an ordinary animal. That's why in India we say holy cow. Or we say sacred cow. Gomata. In Sanskrit we say, means cow is the mother. Why? Because she gives milk. What does your mother give you when you're born? Milk. The first food you live on is milk. That's all you live on. And then when your mother stops giving you milk, you know, because either she runs out or she says, maybe that's enough. You know, it happens. Like, you know, my mum's, 72 or something like that. So, I said, Mum, you know, do it. Milk. You know, she probably say, Keshava, come on. You're 53 now, like. Just go and milk your cows, you know. So, what the mother, what she will stop doing, then the cow, she is the mother, she will continue. She will continue like that. So that's why she's considered the mother. She's sacred. And everything which comes from the cow, it has benefit for the human beings. Everything. It's interesting. And science is actually proving it now. It's funny these days, people, when we say something, they'll say, oh, maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, they'll say like that. But if a scientist says it, they say, oh, it must be true. The scientist or science says, oh, it must be true. That's what people are like now. Everything, like scientists are the gurus. Right? But the scientists, they're just reconfirming what we already know. We know everything from the cow has potency, benefit. The milk is very powerful. Like I was drinking the milk from our cows this morning. Very powerful. When you drink it, like, nourishes your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit, everything. It becomes nourished. But even the dung from the cows, it is antiseptic. If you come to my house, if you want to come, I have an eco house just over here where we live, off-grid, mud brick eco house, very special house, very beautiful house. One of the floors in one of the rooms is made of cow dung. In India, you go, everyone puts cow dung on the floors. Right? Africa, they do it, different places they do it. My cousin came here a number of years ago, Chelsea, and people come to visit my house. I say, oh yeah, the floor is made of cow dung. Earth, sand and cow dung. And my cousin said, you got cow dung on the floor? Like, why do you put cow poo on the floor? I said, you know, Western people don't understand this, but actually it's antiseptic. It has benefits. Like in India, they use it to clean things.
Yeah.
Take the cow dung, you clean it. People think that's strange, right? Or the cow urine, when the cow does wee, right? So people think, oh, you know, urine from an animal, that's impure, which it is. You know, something passes urine on you, you think, oh my God, you know, I just got weed on by a pig. Or a goat. You know, it's not nice, no one likes it. But the cow urine is different, right? In Ayurveda, in the ancient medicine from India, they use it to treat liver disease. Very powerful. We have it for sale in our shop, you can buy it, right? You drink it, right? It will nourish, antibacterial, antimicrobial, right? It actually works, these things. And people say, well, I don't like the taste. You're a cow wee, I don't like the taste. You know? I drink it sometimes, and I actually don't mind the taste, I'm being perfectly honest. You know, I don't mind the taste. I find it medicinal. You know, when something, a medicine, you taste it, you feel like it's benefiting you, right? And I'd rather take that than allopathic medicine. You know, go to a chemist and take some. I mean, God knows what we're putting in our bodies. You know, you go to the chemist, you don't even know what they put. You know, it has all the things on the, you know, you read the label. It says chlorophene, xenophyte. I don't know what they are, but you know. But you know, I don't even understand. Why are you putting something in your body you don't even understand what it is? At least when we give you cow wee, we can say it's cow wee. Okay, it might be a bit strange, but you know, when you drink it, at least you know what you're drinking, right? And if you die, you can blame us. You can say, well, they gave me the cow wee. At least you know where it came from. Whereas, like, you know, if you take some medicine, you don't even know where it came from or what it was that you put in your body, any of those things. So everything that comes from the cow is beneficial. Therefore, after we have lunch today, we'll take you all up if you want to visit. Would you like to visit the cows?
Yes.
Yeah, sacred. And we have 2 babies. One is 5 weeks old. Her name is Gita Govinda.
Govinda.
Gita Govinda. They like it. Gita Govinda. Okay? Gita Govinda.
Gita Govinda.
Gita Govinda, she's only 5 weeks old. Very beautiful. Very good. So she's up there. And then we have Dharma. Dharma is a boy. He is 10 weeks old. Very pretty. When was he born? It was on the wood chop.
Yes.
Yeah, the wood chop weekend. 10 weeks ago, we're chopping our wood, and the Manigreva drove up the hill, and he said, "Dharma is there." So we all came down and we saw a brand new baby.
We delivered him by the spring.
Yeah, just down here by the spring. He was born just at the bottom of the hill where we have a spring. You know, before you come up the hill, there's a little. That's a spring. That's water comes from underground all the time. Never runs out. Right? Don't tell anyone that we have. Because you watch, in the future, not far from now, people will fight for water. You watch. You watch. People will fight for water. So don't tell them we have a spring. Because they will come here and they will try to take the water. But we have so much. You can come. All of you can come. If you run out of water, come here, we'll give you water. Okay? Water and rock melons. Yeah? You can all live on water and... let's tell them our other farm we had.
Oh, rock melons, yeah, water and rock.
They know what I'm talking about. Not that.
That's amazing.
That's okay. So, yeah, we have the spring. He was born down near the spring. So it is, this place is significant because the dairy we have here, we milk the cows in the morning and sometimes in the evening. Then it is called ahimsa dairy. What does ahimsa mean? No violence. No violence. Because all over the world now, when the cows stop giving milk, what do? Kill the cow. Kill the cow. But the cow, it says in the Vedas, the cow is the mother. Would you kill your mother? If your mother is not giving you milk, would you say, okay, sorry, the contract is broken. No milk, no life. We would not do it. If you did that to a human being, they would put you in jail. But the human beings do it to the animals, the cows, our mothers, all day long. No one puts them in jail. Why don't we pass a law that if you kill the cow, you will go to jail? Why don't we pass the law? Why not? Hands up if you think that's a good law. Yeah, good. Let's pass it. Who's running Australia now? Anthony Albanese. Okay. Anyone have the phone number?
We have a majority in Hare Krishna Valley.
Done a vote.
Hey, Anthony. Hey. Hey, Keshava from Hare Krishna Valley. Hey.
Do you want this?
Oh, I'm talking. Hey. You passed a law of not killing the cows, all right? Thank you. This is the point. But in this Western world is so mixed up, they think that is normal behavior. Normal. Oh, you just kill animals. Yeah, I'll just eat any animal. That's not normal, actually. Like if you go to India and you go to the restaurants, what does it say on the restaurant? Veg or non-veg? What's non-veg? That's the not normal stuff. Non-veg. But here in Australia, in the Western world, that's normal. Everyone just eats meat. And like we travelled last year or the year before, we went up to northern Australia.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, up near Cairns, like northern Australia. Hard to get vegetarian food. We walk in some places, I can vegetarian food, the people just look at us like. Vegetarian, get some vegetarian, okay. So you get like a white bread roll, and put some lettuce on it, one tomato, and I say, oh, thank you, it's so nice. I'm so satisfied. My God. I've never had such a good meal. This is the nature. This is unnatural, actually. The natural way to live is to eat, like when we have our lunch today, you'll see so many varieties. So many varieties. Vegetarian food. Do we look like we don't eat enough? Do we look? Huh? Do you call me fat? She's looking at me, she's going.
A little bit.
This is why I like the Indian people, they'll tell you on your face. They say you are fat. I don't have a problem. I'm Indian anyway, so I spend so much time in India.
We call it purity, pure heart.
What's that?
Purity.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever is
Pure
on
heart.
Yeah.
your heart.
Yeah, in India we call it purity, in the West we call it rude. But which one is better?
Purity sounds much nicer.
Yeah. Purity is, because actually that's what it is. We just say on your face, you are fat. Yeah? Did you have good prasad? Yeah, you had good meal? Okay, good, you're fat. So, you'll see, like we will have so many varieties. I've been Hare Krishna, over 30 years, been practicing. Don't touch that, don't touch that. Don't touch that. I had this Hare Krishna food for 30 years, so many varieties. Oh my God. I take people to India. Every year I take to Vrindavan, where Krishna appeared, and Mayapur, our headquarters, and Puri, Jagannath Puri, holy places. So I take people there. But the food, the prasadam, the food offered to Krishna, people, they cannot believe it. Some of the things that we have and those things, so many things you can make. You don't need to kill the animals too. So here we have the ahimsa dairy. Ahimsa means no violence, right? The cows are born here, they will die here. That's it. No violence. Right? You don't have to make them feel insecure. If you make the animals feel insecure, if you make the animals feel fearful, humanity will be fearful. Just like now we have a big war. Where is the war? Ukraine, right? Russia and Ukraine. Why is that war there? One reason, right? Because the humans eat the animals. And that tension, that anxiety they give to the animals, the karma comes back to the humans. It happens all over the world. Wherever people treat animals like that, it will come back to the humans. People say, we want peace, we want peace. You're not making the animals peaceful. That's why when people come here to Hare Krishna Valley, they say, oh, it's so peaceful. Does anyone feel it's peaceful here?
Yeah.
You feel it's peaceful? That's good. Why is that? Because the animals feel peaceful. If the animals feel peaceful, then the humans will also feel peaceful. You can't have one without the other. This is knowledge, jnana. You have to have both. This is what we're teaching here. So that is our package. That's what you will get today. You'll get some chanting, you'll get some philosophy, you'll get some spiritual food, and you'll get to see the cows. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions or comments on anything that we have talked about today? You can ask. About anything. If you have any questions about the meaning of life or anything, that's what we specialize in. That's our specialty. You can ask anything, if you have anything you'd like to ask. Usually, because we do this once a month, we have an open day once a month, usually I speak for 10 minutes, then I just ask for questions. But today, I don't know why, but I just spoke, so. Was it boring? Okay, that's good. That means I can keep my job. If I give boring lecture, they get rid of me. So I have to make sure it's not boring. Any questions? Yeah.
Mention about like offering food to the god and it becomes a prasadam, right?
Yeah.
How is that possible if you're traveling somewhere, like maybe on a plane, how is that possible?
How is it possible if you're traveling on a plane or traveling somewhere? How do you have the food? We bring the food with us on the plane. We carry it onto the plane. Like I have a big bag, I carry it onto the plane. And then I eat the spiritual food on the plane. I remember a few years ago, I was traveling to India. I usually go to India once a year. I was on the plane and I was eating samosa. You know samosa? It's like, everyone, hands up, you don't know samosa. Oh, you all know. Yeah, everyone knows samosa now. Yeah, you can get it anywhere. Yeah. So I was eating samosa on the plane. And then, like 2 seats down, there's one Western lady there. She's eating the plane food. And she keeps looking at me like this. So I'm looking at her and I'm like eating this one. And then she says to me, she said, oh, what is that? I said, it's samosa. I said, I'm not going to eat the plain food. Yeah, sometimes I do. Like there's nothing else, but I get the Jain meal, I think they call it. No onion, no garlic, like that. So yeah, so sometimes I eat the plain food, not very often. So I was eating the samosa, and I said, she's looking at me, just kept looking. I said, you want one? She goes, yeah. So I gave her the samosa, and she said, oh, so nice. I said, yeah. I said, what are you eating plain food for? You can bring your... When I was young, when I was a monk, I went to Germany. I was doing some training there, and then I flew back. And then when I was flying back, it's a long flight, like 20... It must be, I don't know, 24 hours or 27 or something. It's a long flight. So I had to fly from Germany to, how long does it take? Like from there to Australia? It must be 27 or something.
Yeah.
It's a long flight. So I went to the Hare Krishna restaurant just before I flew, and I had to get some prasad to take on the plane. But they were closing the restaurant when I got there. And they only had samosas. So I got 30 samosas.
1 per hour.
Yeah, 1 per hour. So every hour is like 1. And I think I finished them. Every 6 hours I would have like a meal. Like that. It's only like 6 samosas or something. Every 6 hours or something. It's not so much. So I did, but by the time I got there I finished. That's all I had to eat. Like that. But I would rather eat that than spiritual food. Because then it has some spiritual... You'll see when you have our food today, it has some spiritual energy. And just by eating it, you become enlightened. That's called prasad. Just by eating prasad, you'll become enlightened. Right? It'll make your brain tissue spiritualized. And then it'll be easier to think about Krishna and think about spiritual things. It works like that. So. Does that answer your question? Yeah. That's what we do. We just take it with us.
It's a good tips for us.
What's that?
It's a good tips for us.
Yeah, it's a good tip. Yeah, that's what we do. We just take it with us. And
We had many picnics on the floor at Singapore airport.
yeah.
Everyone else watches and goes, whoa.
Because normally we're flying to India and we stop in Singapore, so we have like 4 hours or something. So then we find a quiet place in the airport and we have a picnic. You know, there's maybe 10 of us who are flying with me to India. And we all sit down and we all just all start sharing our prasad and we have a picnic. All the people will walk past like, oh, what do these guys got? You've got really good prasad. So that's what we do. We're a little bit different. A little bit different. Everything we do is a bit different, but we're happy. Some people say we're a little bit crazy.
But that's okay.
But that's okay. We'll have to be crazy and happy, and that's okay. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Any other question? Usually there's more questions. Up to you, if you want to ask something. Yeah,
You
sorry.
were just mentioning about the purpose of life. If you could please talk about that.
The purpose of life. Okay, we have 4 minutes. So you're going to get the condensed version. If you had asked me 1 hour ago, I could have spoken for 1 hour on the purpose. But I can answer it. I can answer it in 4 minutes, no problem. The purpose of life, first of all, is understand who you are. You are Jivatma. You are the soul. You're not the body. The body is material. You are Jiva. In Sanskrit we say Atma, soul. You understand? Okay. That's the first part of the equation. Okay, so now you understand who you are. Right? The second question is, now what do I do? Because now I know who I am, I'm the soul. But now what do I do? Now I have, the soul is eternal. He lives forever. No beginning, no end. So now, that's a long time, you have to know what to do with your time. So now what to do with your time, you have to understand the purpose for your soul to be happy, because the purpose of life is happiness. Right? If we're not happy, we don't feel complete. Is it true? Yeah. Everyone wants to be happy. Hands up, you want to be happy? Everyone, yeah, everyone wants to be happy. That's the purpose of life. You know, you don't come to Hare Krishna Valley today, oh, you know, someone says, oh, it's terrible there, come. You know, oh, the food is terrible, go. You know, why would you go? You know, if someone says, oh, the place is horrible, the people are not happy and the food is not good, why would you go? You know? So we go somewhere because we think, oh, it's going to give us happiness. Oh, the people are happy, the food is very nice, the prasadam, yeah, I will go there. So the purpose of life is to serve Krishna, to make Krishna happy. That's what I do with my life. I've been doing this for many, many years. I understood this when I was very young. I was a brahmachari. So I was trained by my guru. The purpose, if you want to be happy, you have to make Krishna happy. You have to make God happy. So like today, what did I do today? This is the second talk I've given today. You know, 30 people here and then they left and now you all came and then, you know, and when you all leave there's another... No, I was just joking. But this is what I do with my life. So does that make God happy? Yes. Because I could speak about anything today. I could speak about economics, you know, how to make more money, right? And maybe more people would come if I spoke about that. You know, if I could speak about so many things. But no, I speak about how to serve Krishna, how to become self-realized. So that is the purpose of life. Understand who you are and then who Krishna is, and then just serve him. 3 minutes. Pretty good, huh? 3 minutes. Because you could ask that question to so many people on this planet. What is the purpose of life? They write books about it and they still don't get it right. You know, you go to the bookshop, you get books and books and books. What is the purpose of life and this and that? You know, and then there's life coaches now and all the life coaches. You've just got to feel good. You've just got to be positive. That's not the goal of life. You know, they tell you so many things these days. Everyone has their opinion. And you can follow whatever opinion you want. But you're asking me, so I'm giving you the Bhagavad Gita as it is. This is ancient teachings as it is. Nothing changed. And it works. It works for me. If you like, you can try it. And if it works for you, okay. Is that okay? Okay. Good question. Next time I ask it early, I'll give you a long version. I'll speak for 1 hour.
Next time I'll ask it in the beginning so that we can
Yeah.
have the whole discussion.
Yeah, whole digital, 1 hour on the meaning of life. Like that.
Yes.
It's the same thing anyway. I just said 3 minutes, I said the same thing. So. No problem. Any other questions? Okay. Everyone's happy? Good. Very nice group. I don't know why today, but it's very nice energy, which is here. It was one of the best chantings we ever did. 15 years I've been here. It was very, very special. So now we're going to have some prasad, spiritual food, and you will become enlightened just by eating it. And in the Hare Krishna movement, our tradition is you have to go back at least 3 times. Like they'll give you a plate, once you finish that, and then go back again, and then go back 1 more time. That's our tradition. If you can do that, I will give you initiation. If you can't do it, then you come back next time. Keep practicing. Practicing makes perfect. That's okay. So we'll go out. It should be ready. It should be ready. My friends have been cooking for you all today, and there's only a few of us here at the moment. Some of our volunteers are not here at the moment, so we only have a very small crew today. It should be ready, but when we go out, if it's not ready, we'll just have to wait a few minutes, but otherwise. So we'll just go out, go that way, and then you can sit. We have a room there, you can sit inside or you can sit outside. And then in 1 hour from now, we will go and see the cows. So if you'd like to join us, then after prasad we'll go and see the cows. Is it okay? Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming. Please come again.